My name is Gary Butterfield,
My name is Cole Ross.
and this is Adaptation Decay, the premium Patreon exclusive show where we look at why it is so hard to adapt video games into other mediums. Why are you doing this to us?
Yeah, why are you doing this to us? Hollywood or video games or just everybody?
Yeah. Why is this happening? What are we talking about this time, Cole?
Well, in this inaugural episode, we're talking about a property that is near and dear to both of our hearts. We're talking about Resident Evil, specifically the 2002 Resident Evil movie.
Not Resident Evil Extinction, Apocalypse, final destroying.
Yep. Everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Like this is a
Resident Evil and the No Good, Terrible, Very Bad Day.
Yes. Yeah, not that. Yeah, this is the a Paul Anderson movie? Woohoo. No, my friend.
I liked Mortal Kombat.
I think Mortal Kombat is fine, but it is grating on such. So I thought this was fine once upon a time before I kind of rewatched it for this, but you're grading on such a generous curve
Yep.
with Mortal Kombat. Like, what if there are mortal combatants and they combat? Like, that's really all you need, and it is just that movie does accomplish that. Like that happens
exactly what it says on the poster.
Mortals do combat.
Yep.
In that, and that's all you really need. But I do think that Paul W. Anderson is pretty shitty.
Yeah. So in if you look at his pedigree, Paul W.S. Anderson, and it's a shame that he always gets mixed up with P.T. Anderson,
Yes.
or Wes Anderson, any of the famous Andersons, the League of Extraordinary Andersons. I like in looking at this and kind of his pedigree, he kind of seems like he's the Michael Bay of Uwe Bolls.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he does video game. Like it's weird though, because he's like the Michael Bay version in that like the stuff is more watchable, but because of that, it doesn't end up being kind of bonkers and fun. Like he's like a real king of the C- kind of thing. And this, I don't know if I want to call this movie a C- quite, but that's how I felt about when I came out of it. I was like, oh, that's pretty average. Like that didn't have very much to do with Resident Evil, but it was a fine action movie. And then now in retrospect, I don't think that's true.
Oh no, this is a tremendous failure as an action movie.
As an action movie, as a Resident Evil movie in general. So we're going to do the standard Duckfeed thing where we kind of go through it. But I think that it will be fun and useful, and we will kind of concentrate on, or at the very least, at the end, wrap up and be like, what about the game or the property did this fail to capture?
Yes.
And how did it fail to capture that?
Yeah.
So this is going to be, there's probably going to be a good amount of like Monday morning quarterbacking.
Oh God, yeah.
In this podcast in general. And to be fair, like, so about the history of this with George Romero, where he made the adaptation. Like it was essentially like, oh, this is like Resident Evil 1, but a movie. Yeah,
it was going to end with like the best ending of Resident Evil. It was going to have Chris and Jill as romantic leads. And
it wasn't, it wasn't like the big studios sunk it. Like Capcom said no.
Capcom wanted it to be big and military.
Yes, which this is. So it's not totally Paul W.S. Anderson's fault.
Right.
That this doesn't hew close. Not that it would necessarily be better because it hews closer to the game, but I know I wanted that.
Oh yeah.
Going into it, at the very least, then it would be, I get to see some cool stuff from the game.
Yeah, it would be suspenseful at the very least.
And as is, there are two things from the game that you get to see. It's like a dog and a liquor.
Yep.
And everything else has no sense of Resident Evil identity to it at all.
Yeah. So the fact that this was Capcom's decision to make this big and military kind of presages their ultimate desire for the series. Pretty much that, like, from the beginning, which was we always wanted this to kind of be Resident Evil 5 and